Hello there. Today we do number 13 and 14. I think. Yeah, 13 and 14. Man, I did not think 18 would take so much out for a single piece of work. Ooh, god damn. I think we'll do things differently next time. It's good. Good information gets out there, but man, yeah, just take it out of you. So, 13 and 14 is what I believe we're doing. So we're almost there. Let's see what we got. So, 3D artist, Radostin. Radostin? Alrighty, 3D artist. You have said, what have you said? Well, what do you think could be, actually, is that you? No, this is you, right? Yeah. Just general review, entry level of environment design. The terminology you're using is interesting, right? You say environment design, so I'm not sure what that means. Like, do you mean environment art? Because environment design is a different thing. It's more concept art. So we've got to get the right terms in terms of if you want to go for games. You know, it's environment art, level art. We don't generally say design, and that's good to know because you might go for the wrong jobs, apply for the wrong jobs, which has happened before with environment artists. We had concept artists apply for environment art jobs and they're 3D jobs, so you've got to be careful on that. So 3D artist, change this to either prop artist, 3D prop artist, environment artist. You can't have to pick one, right? So let's see what we got. We've got an environment. We've got an environment. The storytelling, that's called C. Made on Unreal Engine 5. So you make everything. So you make everything here I see. Cool. And did you make the characters as well? I'm not sure if you did all. These look like, I don't know, forgive me if I'm wrong, they look like it might be stock characters, right? So if that is the case, all your asset packs or supporting asset packs need to be here. And it's fine to not use your own models for stuff. Like if you're not a foliage artist, you don't need to make foliage. If you're not a character artist, you don't need to put characters in there, you know? So just outline what you've done. So right away, if you've been watching any of the other reviews, I think you know exactly where this is going to go. So the first one is images are consistent, which is cool. They're all the same width, and they're all the same aspect ratio for the most part, which is cool. But as you can see, as I look holistically at your portfolio piece, there's no breakdowns. That's you need breakdowns. Because no matter how good it looks, if there are no breakdowns of it, it's a risk, and you will get, you will sort of harm your chances of getting to the interview stage, because we've got no idea how you've made it. How you're using topology, how you're using lighting, if it's game ready. If you want to apply for games industry, you need to see it's game ready, right? So that's the first thing. The piece itself, it looks overscoped. So what I mean by that is it happens a lot, especially environment art. You tackle something that's so large that you have to fill every space. Because you filled every space, it looks easy on the eyes, but because you're trying to fill so much, you're not getting too much opportunity to just focus. Like there's detail everywhere, you know, you can't, there's nothing to focus in on one or two shots of, like this shot, for example, it's suffering on the roughness. The albedo of the desk looks too dark. The props could use a bit of extra love with storytelling, but because you're filling in so much space overall, you've got to just make those assets as quick as, like, quick as the base level as you can. Whereas when you start to look at it, you start to see that, you know, the edges here look a bit weird. Some of the texel density where like this pillar lines up with this looks a bit odd, and it just ends suddenly. There's no sort of like transition. So that's the problem you get when you do an environment that's so big. You don't have time to detail. So my recommendation for how you go about environment art pieces is pick 3 to 4 beauty shots or 2 main beauty shots. One establishing shot like this, one close-up shot like this, or this. Then if another 2 or 3 shots, 1 or 2 shots will come out naturally, right? But if you make an environment with 2 shots in mind, close-up, focal length, wide, telephoto, zoomed in, and you make those shots look good, you will get maybe 1 or 2 shots extra just by looking around the environment. But if you can get just 2 really good focus shots, you'll be good. Because when you look at this as a whole, it's like, oh yeah, this is looking pretty cool. And then you look in at a detail view, you can see that a lot of these things need an extra pass. So you've done a lot of work here, which is awesome. But you've overscoped, I think. I prefer if you do pick 1 or 2 shots and really detail them up, because you've clearly got potential in what you're doing. Hell, you might even be a professional. I don't know. I'm just judging it based off if I was recruiting for environment art, right? For games. So you need breakdowns of everything you've done. Usually you have more breakdowns than you would have beauty shots, is the case. I want to see if it's modular, how it's been broken down, because a lot of these things will really help in how you are going about stuff. The way the pipes connect into the walls, there's no sort of like transition, no like thicker rim of a pipe, and it just kind of clips into the wall. These are the elements where meshes meet other meshes. You need to really work hard to think of how it's going to transition, or how you can hide the transition, right? So you've got these pipes underneath here that hides the transition, so you're not going to see that sort of jankiness. Whereas when you get to like pieces like here, this just kind of clips up next to it and looks a bit odd, maybe because of the texture stretching on this. But yeah, I like the detail here on the floor where it's going in the pipe. This sort of interaction between where edges meet, but more across other surfaces, will be good. For sure. But yeah, it's just too much, basically. I think you've done too much. And because you've done too much, you've stretched yourself too thin. So I think it's a good learning opportunity for you, because you can go into your next environment piece if you want to focus on environment art, and you can make a smaller piece focused on detail, because you clearly have the chops for it. So yeah, you need more breakdowns. You need to scope in more on your work. Because it's too busy overall. Just too busy. Too much going on is what I'd say. So focus in, show the references you're using, show the concept you're using. Try and base stuff off reference and concepts, and you'll be good. Think of the texture density, how meshes meet one another, and how the interaction between those surfaces plays, how the glass goes up to the side of the pillar, but how is it being held there, right? It's just floating in. So yours is more about the geometry seams and the skirting of how things fit together and how you scope in your work. But overall, your set dressing and the overall feel of the piece looks fine. It just doesn't look, I'd say, outstanding. And that's because to make this look outstanding in every shot, you need to spend so much time because it's so big. So scope down, you'll get your quality over the quantity, and you'll be good. But those would be my main pieces of advice overall. But looking at your portfolio, it looks like you might be in VFX maybe, because you have a lot of topology. And have a think about what you want to do. Because I'm judging all this work off if you're trying to get a job in games, right? That's the base level we do for this. So you've got some environments, you've got some props. Focus on one. Focus on weapons or focus on environments. Don't mix and match too much. One prop is pretty good. One really good hero prop and a bunch of environments is good. But if you keep mixing and dotting them around, it will be a bit confusing. So yeah, pick a specialism, focus on that, and keep going. You just need more time. Just keep doing, and that's perfectly normal. So yeah, keep putting in those hours. You clearly have a knack for it. I can see potential starting to form in your images as well. But yeah, keep going. Smaller scope, but it's good stuff overall, man. Give it up. Next one. What do you think improved with the world building and storytelling? And that is Callum. I know you, I used to teach you. So, oops, that's the wrong piece. So, Little Nightmares 2, full devlog. Let's do the same thing. I'm going to zoom out. And I'm going to zoom down. So, I think you probably have... I don't mind the presentation of it. I think this stuff is better in interviews to show. But I don't know if... it might be too much. A lot of text. A lot of people aren't going to read this. And they're just going to want images. So I know this is good for university. It's good for interviews. If you're in person, you can show the PDF, the printed out pages to people. But a lot of people aren't going to read this. They're just going to look at the images. So just keep that in mind, right? There's like a 10 to 15 second period of when a piece is seen. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gone. Like that's gonna be the case for most people, right? So big images, show the style you're getting feedback in, and take it from there. Now you've had some feedback already, right? So from Beyond Extent. So I don't want to contrast too. Well, it'll be good to give a different opinion. Maybe some of the feedback I give has been brought up, but we'll see, right? So this is the image. Let's take it in. Okay. This style of showing textures, I would not do that. I would just get the asset times how many? 1, 2, 3 times 4. Use the G buffer view. TV albedo. This angle of the TV albedo, roughness, normal AO. You don't need to show AO. You just need to show base color, normal, roughness, and metallic. I don't think you need to show AO, to be honest. Cool. Yeah, this stuff, lower the text and use more of the images. Which means you need to, break your art book for the portfolio. But like I said, that's how it's going to be reviewed, right? So you've only got one beauty shot. So I think you could probably definitely find a second shot in there somewhere. It's not the end of the world if you have one shot, but sorry, I got a bit of a cold. But there's quite a lot of construction for just one beauty shot. Like, you do generally have more construction shots than beauty, but this is a lot for just one shot, right? So I would examine the overall composition of your ArtStation piece, not the composition of this, but the composition of like how many images you have. Because remember that 10 to 15 second scroll time is the attention you have. So you want to maximize that, right? The piece itself. So I guess you want me to focus here. And maybe the story is that people are jumping into a portal, these little things. But it's hard to tell. I know you've got reference in here, but because it's so small, it's hard to tell what's going on overall. Yeah, it's a tough piece to critique. I would probably say it's probably the asset fidelity is the main thing, right? Because this is very grungy and concrete, and I can see you got this really high noise on here, which, it's a TV, so this is like concrete noise. So this looks like it's made out of stone. And your roughness as well. You see how your roughness just has a lot of like small noise. There's no medium noise on there, right? This is why providing G buffers of your scene would be good. But I think you've got like super stylized wood planks, and then you've got like a like a photoreal TV. So that's a bit of a mismatch in terms of what you're doing there. So it's like half trying to be stylized and half trying to be photoreal. And you want to go one way or the other, right? In terms of the roughness, it's all like cloudy and generic. So there's a bit of medium detail here, but you need more of that across the board. So a good way that you can identify this is there are some really good Naughty Dog breakdowns that show the G buffer views. I forgot the guy's name, but he does a lot of breakdowns. What was Matthew? I think Matthew Trailerbands. You might find him if I can't find him. But I want you to compare the roughness maps because it's a really good way to see the differences. Last of Us. Yeah, okay. Matthew Trailerban. So in one of these shots, there is an environment image with the roughness G buffer. It just means basically the roughness only, right? We'll see if we can find it. But when you see the level of difference in the amount of noise used, per se, I don't mind taking a while to find this. It's a portfolio review at the end of the day, right? So, where are thou? This one kind of shows it a little bit. So you can see like the difference in that doesn't look like the roughness though. That looks like something else. But this stuff's good in general, man, because you can see like you can see the noise in the maps, right? I'm not saying you should be at the Naughty Dog level, but you can start to incorporate signs of more medium detail in your stuff, which is what you need on the roughness map. I'll try and find this roughness map and I'll try one more, but it's on this portfolio. But if you have a look, you will find the roughness breakdown in here. So I'll just try one more piece. If I don't find it, we'll move on. I don't want to take too long on this. It's already taking too long to try and find the work. Right here, yeah, with the roughness. You can see there's lots of noise going into the roughness. Roughness is like one of the main maps where you really want to put all the juice in what you're doing. So when I look at the roughness here, you see it's like one texture on, whereas you want to have a lot more surfacing in there. And most of all, look at reference as well, because you'd have more dust. Some of the dust layers look pretty good here, but you've got all these scratches on. I'm not sure if the TV would scratch like that as well. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at it. So first one is material definition. Look at some of these, find some roughness breakdowns from assets, from even weapons, props, environments like the Naughty Dog one, and try and align towards that. For the lighting, I get that you're trying to highlight these chaps running away, so maybe this could go more into darkness, so it's just the edge of the seat lit. Equally, I think you could suppress more of this side, because if the focus is the TV, you don't want to bring the God rays down here, because it's going to focus the eye in here. Whereas where it looks like you're trying to lead me is the TV, and then some of these elements here, right? So you can either choose to have your TV be the main light source, or you can point the God rays more towards the TV, is what I would say. Try and add a bit more rotation to these books. They're all facing the same way, so try and move some of them left and right a little bit, and you'll be good. But yeah, the main thing I would look at is your materials. I know that you like to model and do a lot of modeling stuff, but I think you need to look at some material pass on your work, because a lot of this is applying just generic textures to it. And there's a little bit of medium noise, but then the material definition is all off. So I would have a look at that overall. And change your breakdowns to just have, you can have a tiny bit of text, but you want the images mainly to do the talking, right? GIFs are good, but remember GIFs 6-7 seconds long, and you'll be good to go. All right. So that would be my main feedback. But you know, like I've taught you before, right? And you're definitely getting there, which is good. So keep doing pieces like this, but keep trying to push the materials even more. That would be my main feedback. Thumbnail's pretty cool. I like this thumbnail. Yeah, that's a good thumbnail. Good thumbnail, that. So yeah, ideally it'd be nice to have 1 or 2 more beauty shots if you can. And then just, yeah, the main one's materials. If you're going stylized, you need to go that route. If you're going realistic like this, you need to go that route. You need to pick one or the other and go that way, all right? But those would be my main notes for this. I know you put a lot of work in anyway because I've taught you before. So you just need to focus your efforts into those correct channels to keep pushing what you're doing. All right. Good stuff overall. Again, both portfolios that were submitted today. Good stuff. Keep going. You're on the right tracks. And apply those changes to your next piece of work if you want. All right. Thanks very much. Peace.